everybody. I'm Mr. Gopher. I've escaped from Steve's prison and I'm free to live in Golden Gate Park.
This is indeed a disturbing universe.
Hello, greetings, and welcome. Welcome to the Stereo 999 YouTube channel. I am your host, the artist formerly known as Stereo Steve. That's right. And I'm dropping a video in the middle of the week because I was running around all weekend. Didn't have time to film. I was hanging out with my buddy Wayne Schroeder, who you might have seen this record in the used bins, Artificial Blood. This was a project that my buddy Wayne did in 2007, kind of electronica, EDM. And like I said, it's not a new thing I'm promoting. This is from 2007. But I see this turn up. It's kind of stuck. Got shrink wrap on it. But I see it turn up in used record bins a lot. And I just wanted to let you know that it's good and worth grabbing if you see it. But Artificial Blood, Anthems for Dopey. Some really chill electronic music. But anyway, he was up here in SF for the weekend because he is doing a sound bath performance with gongs and singing bowls and stuff that he did for a house party. And maybe we'll see a little bit of that in the intermission. But we did a like a little VCLT record exchange, kind of like I did with Oldies DJ Matt, except he didn't want to be filmed doing that. So I'm going to just talk about the records that I got from him for the first half of this video, starting with Andy Kim, How'd We Ever Get This Way? And if you remember Andy Kim, you probably remember him as the one-hit wonder who did the song Rock Me Gently in the 70s. This is an earlier album of his from the 60s. It's on the Steed label. And same label that The Illusion were on, if you remember that band, The Illusion. But this is kind of at a crossroads between bubblegum and like adult contemporary kind of pop music. And you know, some good catchy songs. Nice melodic 60s tunes. I think Andy Kim also had something to do with the Archies, but I don't feel like looking it up right now. But anyway, Andy Kim, How'd We Ever Get This Way? This record is pretty cool. This one, love this cover. Paul Horn. And you might remember Paul Horn as the guy who made the records where he's playing the flute inside the Taj Mahal and stuff like that. But this record is a collaboration with the Brazilian jazz fusion guy Egberto Gismonti, and this is pretty trippy. It's on Epic, but it kind of has the textures of you know, ECM, where Egberto later went to. So it's kind of jazz fusion with a lot of atmosphere, a lot of Brazilian influence, and of course a lot of great flute playing from Paul Horn. And another record I was stoked to get. This is Sonny Bono's solo album Interviews, which has like 20-minute long song called I Just Sit There. It's got Pammy's on a Bummer, and it's the classic hippie Sonny Bono from the Sonny and Cher days. And as you can see by the colors of the label, this is a mono because the stereos are purple and brown, and the mono Atco records had this tan and dark blue color scheme. Sonny. Okay. Last but not least, in bringing this all full circle, Cloudland Canyon with Lie and Light. They were a duo that did some kind of droney guitar stuff. A lot of guests, such as Ezra Buchla on synthesizer. This came out on 2008. In 2008, on the great Cranky label. Another one. Anything on Cranky is going to be pretty cool and pretty trippy if you see it. But anyway, I'll be back after the break with Compact Disc Corner.
Oh, no, you can't leave yet. You gotta have a nice cup of tea with me.
Can you imagine listening to your favorite LPs and hearing absolutely no noise or distortion in the background? Compact disc players let you do just that.
Time for Compact Disc Corner. Compact Disc Corner. Compact Disc Corner, yeah. All right. Hello. Welcome to another edition of Compact Disc Corner, where I talk about the compact discs in the corner. All right, let's just get right into this is Ben. this was something that I've been intrigued by for a long time. I had seen in the past like A Karma vinyl reissues of this, like in the early 2000s, that I never picked up. And I saw the CD. I'm like, I finally get to hear this thing. This intriguing artwork here with the little, it's like a faucet with a pair of glasses on it. I don't know. But anyway, Ben is from 1971, English, kind of, you know, I could read these liner notes, then I'd really have something to say to you instead of whatever, but Ben was a jazzy prog band, made this one album in 1971, and it's pretty cool. It's got some riffs. Let's say if you like the later jazzy Soft Machine, Pierre Molin's Gong, or Henry Cow, stuff like that, then I think you would dig this Ben album. All right, and next is a couple things I should have had, but they're not that easy to find, and that's these Talk Talk albums, Laughing Stock and Spirit of Eden. And I watched kind of a video about Talk Talk, how they started out kind of like 80s new wave, and then after they got successful doing that, they went in the studio and made this very trippy, atmospheric masterpiece in 1988 that was way ahead of its time when you see the way music went in the 90s. And the label got mad. They didn't want an artsy masterpiece. They wanted more top 40 hits. But they doubled down and made another trippy album, Laughing Stock. But anyway, when people talk about the trippy experimental Talk Talk albums, these are the ones. Just so you know. All right. Next up, we got a reissue of a 60s obscurity. This band called The Human Zoo from 1970. And this is one of those price-adelic original copy costs as much as a used car kind of records that the collectors clamor for. But this CD was pretty cheap, so you get to hear it. And it's kind of all over the place. There's some garage rock. There's some psychedelic stuff. There's kind of countryish song on it. Some of the tracks have horns. Some of them are more minimalist. But anyway, yeah, The Human Zoo. This is in the corner for me to listen to. This is a sampler from the label Fat Possum Records. Not the same old blues crap. That pretty much sums them up. Because what we got here? We got T Model Ford, Junior Kimbrough, R.L. Burnside, Hazel Atkins even at the very end. But yeah. Yeah. All right, we'll get into some 90s electronic music. This is Musique on Astralworks, the album In Pine Effect. This is a promo copy. As you can see, it's like advanced. Release date, October 24th, 1995. And I think I had a vinyl copy of this at one point. But yeah, this is music is Mike Paradinas, who collaborated with Aphex Twin Richard James for the album Mike and Rich. And yeah, if you like Aphex Twin and the Warp Records kind of stuff, you like music. This is cool because I haven't heard this in years. One of those things I used to have and then I bought it back. All right, now we're going to Turkey for Erkin Koray, great Turkish rock 70s guitarist. And this is actual imported from Istanbul CD. So I don't know if there's any info in English, but it's a good selection of songs. I'm guessing this means, oh, other albums you can buy. But usually the Erkin Koray album that most people have is Electronic Turkular, and a couple of those songs are on this. And you know, it goes back and forth from rock to more traditional sounding Turkish music, all with Erkin Koray's great guitar through it. So yeah, all right, two more. The Futuristic Sounds of Sun Ra. Now with this title, you think it's going to be a compilation, but it's an actual album with that name. That's right. Mr. Ra. And this is Sun Ra Orchestra. See, they replicate like the actual back cover of the album. If you get a magnifying glass, you can probably read these liner notes. Is it Marshall Allen that's like more than 100 years old and still playing now? But yeah, this was on the Savoy record label, originally released in 1962. So yes, the Futuristic Sounds of Sun Ra. Space is the place. And some more future-looking jazz to close this out. Lonnie Liston Smith and the Cosmic Echoes, Reflection of a Golden Dream. This is one of those Japanese CDs that kind of replicates the gatefold cover. There's the obi. I just kind of stuffed it in there so it wouldn't get fucked up. But yeah, I'm Flying Dutchman. But these are cool, these miniaturized, replicated albums. But yeah, cosmic jazz fusion leaning towards funk. It's got a good beat. You can dance to it, but you can also contemplate the deficit of peace and love in our world and how we need more of it, which is really what Lonnie Liston Smith's music is all about. Pro tip, there's also a Lonnie Smith who is not Lonnie Liston Smith, but they are both jazz keyboardists who made great albums. All right, that concludes this compact disc corner.